Create the future. So that's the theme of this conference. But what is the future you want to create? I wanted to create a future where everybody cares about OT. I wanted everybody I engage with to understand what OT security is and understand and enjoy the field together with me. But I have some confession. There are several times in my past that I really wanted to stand in front of the burning house and look at my stakeholders and say, I told you so. I told you so we should do this. I told you so we needed to do this earlier. I also have another confession. There are several times in the past I said to my colleagues saying that, you know what, our community in OT security, we are waiting for another OT security incident to happen because otherwise our leadership's mind won't change. That they will not get aware of what's needed in OT security. I have said that. I think I was a little bit selfish. I wanted people to care about OT, but it was not really their job. Our stakeholders had their own jobs and things that they care about, and OT security was merely a part of it. I used this metaphor often. If you have kids, dogs, pets, maybe you had a time you tried to feed carrots, broccoli, or maybe medicine. And it's hard, because you cannot really convince them how healthy to eat vegetable, how healthy it is for them, how good it is for their health. You can't really convince a dog to eat a bit of medicine. Not that our stakeholders are like babies or dogs, like pets. They are lovely people and very smart people and capable people. But I have done a lot of awareness training in OT security field, but I realized, again, that was very selfish. I wanted people to enjoy OT security in the same way I understand and also share the same pain. I like S4 because every year I come here and I get to meet the people that share the same pain. It's a 1 week of sharing ideas and having a great conversation. It's so nice you don't have to start explaining what is OT, why OT security is different from IT security, why it's so special and unique. It's so nice, but tomorrow I'm going back to my reality. There, again, I'm starting the conversation from what is the difference between IT and OT. That's outside of S4 bubble. When I do awareness training, again, I was selfish. I was trying to share my experience from OT security perspective, regardless of what actually they care about, what my stakeholders actually care about. So in one sense, I was trying to teach them how healthy it is to eat vegetables, regardless of what they like to eat. OT security was not the center of the universe. If the things that we do in OT security community, the programs that we run in the company to mature our OT security programs, if those are not for ourselves, who is it for? Here's the reality I want to share. We know, this community, we know the threats are increasing, the consequences are getting bigger, and we are asked to do much more, faster, better, every day. What is stakes at? It's very high. We are working in high pressure. But the thing is, the investment and the budget that assigned for OT security is growing, but it's a bit slow. Another thing is, there is a recent study done in Europe about for the critical infrastructure in Europe on if they are planning to hire more information security employees in next 2 years. Half of them, out of thousands of organizations, said they have no plan. And also, another thing, how many CISO in the recovery do you know? How many colleagues, how many people working in cybersecurity that had burnout do you know? Last year, Gartner did a very bold assumption, strategic assumption, saying by 2025, half of CISOs or cybersecurity executives will retire or change the job, change the career related to the stress. So we are asked to do, in OT security, cybersecurity, we are asked to do more, faster, better, with the same amount of resources, same amount of money. And this is it, people. This is the people we are trying to solve all the problems we have in the mind that we think that we have to do. And then only what we can do is how can we make this, how can we act on this smarter? We can't multiply ourselves. We can't magically create crazy amount of money out of nowhere. We need to do this smarter. Another challenge we have. So Fortinet also made a great report that nearly 90% of organizations are moving the OT security mandate to CISOs. So OT security, some company has under the operations team mandate, but now a lot of company has CISO mandate, which is sometimes considered as a back office. And here, we start to see the kind of twist of the mandates. CISOs, they have the mandate to do the governance, while we don't necessarily have the people that actually touch the equipment, actually can make the changes, implement the changes in the operation side. Those people sitting in the production side, those people sitting inside the business units. OT security people, let's say that they are under the cybersecurity team, let's say, and they may be reporting to cybersecurity people, but hold on, to actually implement something, you gotta talk with the network engineers that are working in the production team, right? And then, wait a second, you need to convince the site managers and plant managers that what we need to do and why we need to do, why they have to care. And hold a second, we need to check the maintenance window. We need to coordinate with the maintenance team. When we can patch it, we need to coordinate with them. And maybe the instrumentation team are the one that actually know which vendors they're engaging with, which instrumentation companies they need to engage with. Wait a second. I need to talk with COOs. They got to know that why OT security is important, why they need to understand it is a part of the operational risk. Wait a second, there's also a digitization project going on. I need to talk with these teams and then make sure that the cybersecurity folks and OT security folks has the seat at the table from the design phase. Wait, there's more. You know there's a lot of missing functions in the organization that's not listed in here that you gotta coordinate with. For example, supply chain things, procurement team, those are the essential teams that you need to engage with. Maybe the legal team, NIS2 is coming, there's a new regulation coming, you gotta engage with those people so that you know what you need to do, and also they know what's actually possible to implement. So there's a twist in the organization between CISO mandates that are sitting in the cybersecurity team, and who can actually implement is sitting in the operations side. And as OT security folks, we are asked to do a lot of things at the same time. Today, Dee talked a little bit about the talents and workforce talents and the need of diversity in OT security. A lot of job description written for OT security specialists, because usually we are the only one in the organization. It's asking a lot. You gotta know 10 plus years of experience. You gotta know all the standards. You gotta have a lot of certificates. You gotta know, of course, you need to know network engineering. Of course, you need to know IT. By the way, you need to be able to convince and talk the C-level folks. One thing it's not mentioned often. With this much of stakeholders you have, you need the power to influence. You need to understand how to influence those people so they will work together with you. And usually, another skill that is not mentioned, you are not the one that's making decision. Of course, you're making every day, you're making some kind of decisions, but your most important job is create the evidence that your leadership can make an informed decision. You're the facilitator of critical decision making. you need to prepare the evidence that they understand. Those soft skills, because a lot of OT security experts, OT security specialists, those are amazing people with a super technical background, but those are often not mentioned enough. So we are asked to do more, faster, better in this complicated organization structure. How can we achieve this? How can we make this smarter? We can try to hire more people, yes. We can try to recruit more people to join our team, that's great. But probably it's still slow. Because we know how the world is progressing so fast. We know how digitalization is moving faster than we expect. And we know how threat landscape and how risk is changing faster than what we can imagine. How can we make this smarter? These people that we communicate and engage often, I think they hold the key. When I joined Omni, which is the small startup is based in Norway, we are trying to make an OT security SaaS product. This is my first startup experience. And here, I get to know a lot of talented people called product managers. They are not project managers, they are product managers. These people, their mission is to make the best product that sticks to their customers, that will be loved by customers. That's their job. And they told me this. You know, we make products, we make software products, but this journey that we're making, it's not about us. It's not about the company, it's not about the product, it's not about my team or your team. It's all about users. They are the heroes of this story. They are the main character of the story, and we are just the guide. We are just the guiding and facilitating their journey to their success. They don't care about the product, they don't care how shiny it is, they don't care how it looks like. Only thing they care about is how we can support, how we and our product can support their success and boost their journey. So I was thinking, hold a second, that sounds very good idea. What if we consider the things we do in OT security? Risk assessment, introducing new technology, network segmentation, take anything you do. Consider it as a service to the users. Consider it as a product for users. Can we use the same framing? So who are the product managers? These are the people that go through this journey. This is a typical workflow they have. They do strategic alignment with their key stakeholders in the organization to make sure that what they build is aligned with company strategy and aligned to the goal that the business metrics that they have. They do market analysis, by the way, kind of similar to the way that we do the risk threat analysis, threat landscape analysis. They understand where they are operating. They try to understand how their product fit into the market. And the third part, and most important part, they spend a lot of time trying to understand users. What do they do? What do they care? What's their day look like from the waking up to going to the bed? What are they thinking about? What do they care? They try to understand users. They spend a lot of time trying to do research and understanding, talking and understanding users. And then they move on to solution planning and try to build a product that solves the problem for these users. And here the challenge that they face is that how can we make this solution scalable? Here, this is a smart part they do. They are not trying to solve the problem for one user. They try to solve by understanding users as a persona. They're trying to solve the problem for many users. What is the matching part? What is the common pain that they have? What is the matching point of Venn diagram that we can solve by our product to make their pain go away and help them achieve what they want to achieve in their journey, and so that we can succeed as a product company. So that's the way that they see the world. When I first see this flow, I thought, I have seen this somewhere. It sounds familiar. It starts from alignment. It starts from strategic alignment. Why did I see that? If you ever have heard of CCE, consequence-driven cyber-informed engineering. It is the framework and idea very similar to crown jewel analysis, starting from understanding what is the business consequence that we must avoid as the organization. What is a critical consequence, severe consequence, business consequence that every stakeholder can agree to that we have to avoid this. They are trying to approach from consequence so that we can postpone the solution conversation, what solution we need to buy, what control we need to implement in the very end. The result of CCE is that when you are trying to justify why you're doing that control, you can always turn back to because we are trying to avoid this severe consequence. So it's very similar. I saw that similarity. So here today, I want to focus a little bit on the user discovery language and user discovery framing that as product managers use to understand the users and how they think, how they act, to solve and what problem they can solve with their product. Because I think there is a way that we can learn from them and activate our stakeholders. I want you to think about your stakeholders in your organization. They're very important stakeholders, but yet challenging ones. And think about these things. One thing product managers use often as a keyword is jobs to be done. What are they trying to accomplish? What does the day-to-day work look like? In our context, let's say your stakeholders, how are they relevant to OT security, and which task they do, OT security becomes relevant. And second thing, pain points. This is a very important keyword. Where do they feel the itch? Or what is preventing them to succeed or finish their job that they're supposed to do? What is the blocker? And the third thing, values. I sometimes like to say values as a currency, because sometimes it can be expressed sometimes as a unit. What do they value? For example, it can be KPIs. What are the currency they use to understand the success or measure the success of what they do? Or how their performance is evaluated in which metrics? It's not necessarily be the metrics that we use in OT security community. It may be the financial metrics. It can be very different KPIs that they have. It may be just a list of tasks that they need to accomplish by the end of the year. But what do they value? So I want to go back to this network, this organizational structure, and let's say that you are the pink one, the OT security expert. You're the OT security expert. Sit in an organization. Let's say you used to be a network engineer in business unit A, and you spend a little bit of time in the IT team also, and now you kind of understand both what IT people think and the network engineers and operations people think, and you know those guys become friends. So now you are tasked in OT security as an OT security specialist in the cybersecurity team and tasked to do OT security projects. Great. And CISOs and the cybersecurity teams, they don't necessarily understand fully how OT security works, so they really rely on your opinion. That's great. And maybe here, let's take the example of, let's say you're trying to introduce a visibility tool, network visibility tool, and this project, in this context, is your product. It's your service that you're trying to provide to your stakeholders. When we frame it as the product, it's not enough if the network visibility tool gives you the value that you want to have. But what value does it provide to our key stakeholders? Let's say that there are few stakeholders that we need to care about. Maybe there's an operation manager and who needs to sign off the POC. You want to do the POC first to see like how the network visibility tool work in your environment. So that you say you're going to start with this business unit that you're familiar with. You have done the risk assessment last year, so you kind of know how the network look like, and you know the guys working in the field, so you know that this POC can work with the help of the vendors. Sure. But you need to convince the operations managers. They don't like IT people messing up. They're a little bit skeptical. Why? Let's think about their jobs to be done, pain points, and value. What's their jobs to be done? Their job, maybe, is to continue the reliable operation. Reliable operation, stable operation is everything. They don't want to mess that up. Maybe the pain they're feeling is that maybe they're concerned about the impact this network introducing a new tool will bring up to their operation site. So they're a little bit skeptical about that. And of course, they don't want, they're worried about the impact to the quality of the product they produce, and also if it's going to cause unexpected downtime. That's something they want to avoid. What do they value? Maybe the operations managers, maybe they value for reducing the time to detect the failure. Not the cybersecurity incident, not the cyber events, but the failure in general. And maybe they also care about how they can shorten the time to minimize the risk, minimize the impact, and mitigate this risk. You have the second stakeholders, the security analyst. These people are important because maybe you know that after the POC, you want to start introducing the monitoring capability and the continuous monitoring, and you can't do it alone. You need the help from IT SOC people. And then the question is, what is the metrics that they use for their success? Maybe they have their own projects going on in IT side. Maybe they have started introducing the attack surface monitoring tools. Maybe they have the vulnerability management program going on as their own product. So this is the kind of partnership situation. We need to find what's the common value. And we need to think about how the value we provide can be aligned to their success. What's the way that their success is measured? How they are showing the proof that their investment is paying off. Maybe by showing the visibility of the network and OT side, they can use that indicator and count as a win in their team. And the third, there's a risk executives. The CISOs, maybe if they are US-based, they're concerned about new SAC rules. They need to engage. The important job of theirs is to engage with stakeholders, executives, and other C-level folks that they don't know about cyber, but they're expecting this risk executive, like CISOs, to bring the evidence to the table and communicate a cybersecurity risk in the most executive way. How does your visibility tools metrics can help them to confidently show the evidence of what is going on, what is the cybersecurity maturity that under CISO look like, and communicate that in an understandable way from the board and executive. The stakeholders are increasing. We know that. Understanding their jobs to be done, understanding their value pain points. For me, it's equivalent to understanding their language. Understanding their currency, understanding their language, understanding their culture. In this way, I'm changing the way that I wish what I want in my future. It's no longer about everybody caring about OT security, but I want a world where everybody cares about OT security without knowing it's an OT security issue. They care about it because it's part of their job. So what is the future we want to create? What is the future we want to create? And how can we make sure our stakeholders are the main character, heroes of this journey. It's no longer us being the hero and trying to push the team to the forward. It's their journey. It's our journey together with stakeholders that we need to achieve together. How can we make OT security program inclusive? And here, we need to channel our inner push spice and start asking our stakeholders what do they really, really want. So awareness building is not starting from us talking to them. It doesn't start from us preaching about how important OT security is. It's not. Awareness building, team building, the way we progress OT security program in a smart way by including these people starts from us listening them, understanding what they care about, and honor that, and try to contribute to their journey with our superpower, OT security. Thank you very much, and now it's time for the questions. Otherwise, everybody must be thirsty. They're going to be the closing panel, and then we're going to enjoy the beer together. I'm going to be there too. So thank you very much.